First of all, shout out to everyone in the case of Discord and the YouTube comments for supporting these type of videos. I really appreciate it. This week's map of the week is Surf Sunny Happy Love, and I'll be explaining how to get group 1 time, which is basically the top 2% of times for a given map. To check group 1, type /mrank at G1, and this will give you the time you need to get, which in our case is a 121.79 or below. When you go for any group, it's helpful to compare to your timer to that group. Do this by doing /serve timer, pressing 6, and scrolling through 4 until you hit group 1. This will compare your timer to whoever is the last rank in group 1 who is currently custom. So for this start zone, you can't start all the way at the right because if I do /show zones, the zone only extends out towards here, so you're forced to go on this side because it's better to start at the very edge. And notice how when I go over here, the timer starts, so you want to do your pre-strafe over here, and you want to spend as much time in the zone as you can, but don't overthink it too much. Same with this first ramp. You just want to leave it near the middle and have enough units to cross over the second spine, and leaving the second ramp, you want to have a downwards momentum to board this big-ass third ramp. You want to flick kind of early so that you have around like 2,000 boarding this ramp. Alright, this is a bit high um, to this ramp, but it's fine. You really want to be lower so you board like around here. Now leaving this, you want to leave low. You want to cut this as well. You want to go low here. And then for this head serve, you just want to tap it in order to just like board at the spine of this kind of early. Don't overthink this head serve too much. You don't want to like slam yourself down, go bottom of this ramp. Because you want to stay at the spine of this ramp and do like a tiny flick up and have enough speed to clear this, but also like be low. Alright, this is good height. So for this part, you just want to head serve down as much as you can, but be aware that this part isn't actually slanted. So just avoid this dark blue part, but just head surf down. And then this last ramp is Maxwell, so you want to stay high. Then once you're on this ramp, you want to look towards the left in order to keep speed and or to hit the teleport faster. If you keep at like the same angle staying high, you'll probably over flick and then spend a lot of time in the air, or you'll hit like this part of the window. Now, you want to keep around 2000 going to the teleport, so that's pretty good. Alright, now for stage 2, for this ramp, you just want to go towards like the middle of the second ramp and leave pretty early enough so that you clear over this. You don't want to stay on the first ramp for too long or else you'll lose too much time. And you just want to do a right left motion into for the spin like that. And then for this ramp, you want to board low, stay kind of low, and then like towards here, you want to start flick up a little bit and flick up like below the middle of this, so around here, and get height so that you board this ramp kind of early. Alright, for this ramp, you just want to board as early as you can and kind of get like horizontal speed into this hole. Don't want to get too much height or else you'll lose too much time. Now for reference, world record gets around 2000 into this hole, so use that as a reference. Alright, for this part, you just want to turn left, right, and then left. And for this last ramp, go kind of low to get a lot of speed and B-hop into the teleport. Now, the reason why b-hopping isn't bad for a stage is because this map has fixed drops for every stage. So it basically means that no matter if you b-hop into the teleport or if you direct it, you'll always have the same downwards momentum. So it's just faster to do b-hop into it. Now for this stage, just jump and then leave this first ramp around like here. Want to have downwards speed going over this, cross this, have downward speed into this, and then for this ramp, it's like more horizontal. So I like to have around 2000, but you also do want some downward speed, but you want enough to board this big ramp towards the wall. All right, this is good. For this part, you just want to turn left and then leave around like the middle part. So like where this head surf begins, you want to board this side of the head surf. You don't have to like go too high into it. You just want to stay like here and then flick down as hard as you can in order to board this at the top. You want to stay at the top of this and then turn right and then board this part of the head surf and go to the end. So how you leave this ramp is basically all the time in this stage and also like where you would fail the most. So you want to leave with around 700 plus units. If you stay here and then just like go straight up, it's really bad. Like, and if you leave too late, you'll have around 300, 400, and you can't really control your turn to board this. So leaving this with around 700, I found is really good. Just want to turn right, go here, and then you want b-hop before towards the portal. Another benefit of having like 700 plus is that you get more control over this upward spin. Because if you have like 300, then you can't really control as much when you go into this head surf. All right, there I only had 500, but this is still fine. All right, for stage 4, you have to go like towards the right because the backside of this ramp is pretty close to the start zone. So board here, leave like this. You want to have downward speed over this ledge and then just immediately turn right. For the second ramp, you want to serve half of it. Then once you're here, you want to get off. Then you want to start doing a head surf down in order to clear this. Don't board this large white part. You want to only board the ramp and board on this left side. And for here, you want to stay high. You don't want to flick over the spine or else you have too much height. You want to like let the ramp do the flick for you a little bit, leave towards the left, and then go back over the spine to the right. And you really want a good angle into this ramp. Right, this is pretty good. So here you want to leave at the middle of this ramp, and you want enough height in order to tap this head surf a little bit. You don't want to head surf down too much or else you won't make these 3 windows, but you also want to keep a lot of speed. Like I found that 2400 is really good. You can also like try, if you really want a lot of speed, you want to like just go through this little gap here. Um, it's okay if you go too high though, since it gives you more chances to do this end part. So 2500 here is really good. So this part you just want to do a tiny head serve, turn left, board this like here, and then you want to try and so you board this ramp like at the bottom. You want to go towards the middle of it and then board this ramp like at the same place. And you want to keep the same height. You don't want to go to the bottom of this ramp when you do this head serve. To stay here and just keep this height on that ramp. Alright, and for this head surf, you just want to let it take you forwards. But then once you get like to the top, you want to go towards a little bit to the left because you want to head surf down. So you turn right really hard in order to board this ramp faster. And for this last ramp, it's kind of tricky to get like a good angle for this like last ramp skip. But basically, you just want to go like down enough and horizontal enough so you miss this, but you can also like clear this and go just straight into the end. Like here is a bit too much height. Now it is safer if you like ride the whole ramp, but if you leave like too low, then you'll have to like flick up, which is a bad angle. And this is good. That's how you group one Sunny Happy Love. No. That's group one. Okay. I called it.